morning and hello, I'm Fresco. This is the Forex Supermodel Racing Review and Forex Briefing for Tuesday the 11th of April 2023. Yesterday we had a bit of a disaster. So Monday the 10th, red car flat 511. We were on a couple of horses in that race. Just grab this. Basically, it was the 511 at red car, as we said. There was a non-runner, which was Concord, which basically started off the whole downward spiral process. Initially, we were on Roaring Ralph at where was it? 6 to 4 for 3 places and 12.5 to 1. And My Honey Bee 3 places 9 to 4 and 16.5 to 1. Obviously, there's a hefty rule 4. We're also on this Edmund Ironside as an anchor horse, which we've got 9 to 2 on. The whole complexion of the race changed when Concord, Concord number 6 was pulled. That took away sort of the rationale for going each way against in that way, because the odds sort of pretty much came off significantly, and the results really didn't. The running of the race really didn't go in our favour. We ended up with a second on the anchor horse, which we thought was going to dominate in the lead, and in the end, this Comanche Star got across to the rail and dominated and burnt them out. This horse Edmund Ironside ran on strongly at the end, but it was too late. But the main slap in the face was this My Honey Bee, which was eased. It had 3rd place in the bag really, and then was eased and collared by another horse into 4th. So it sort of panned out pretty badly. I mean, you can sort of argue that the whole rationale of that race was destroyed. We expected Edmund Ironside to dominate, and in the end Comanche started. Arguably, doing the racing before you get these non-runners early is a disadvantage, and that needs to possibly be looked at, but that affects the videos obviously in terms of getting them out. We're not really in a position to put videos out later in the day because we're fully committed on Forex, so that's where we are there. So we had to lump that. We had a reasonably hefty loss. We lost £5 per £8 unit, so that was 500 for us, and the accounts come down again, 63.3 units in profit, so approximately. But we will get it back, as sure as eggs is eggs. But it's just a case. That really went poorly for us. The win anchor horse came second, which was the worst possible result. And one of the each ways, which had been chopped on a rule 4, was also basically eased into 4th as well. So that if that had come 3rd, we'd have got half our stake back, but it still wouldn't have been very satisfactory. Right, today we've had a good look at the racing, and it's not very clever. The main one we've been looking at is this Pontefract 430. You've got Stout and Hannon have put in 2 horses each. So this is the 430 at Pontefract. It's a maiden, 10 furlongs. This number 1 Crystal Mariner, first time outer, Stout. It's got Dante and Derby entries, which is like a sort of grade 1 route through to the classics. And then his other horse is an FTO as well, which is much better odds. And Hannon's got this King Sharjah, which had potential to be an anchor horse. That's number 2, and that ran at York, 8 furlongs, good to soft. That was a decent run, and that's got potential as well. And they're on the short end, and then Hannon's also got another FTO as well. So there's not much you can do with that unless you can get a look at them at the course or whatever, and we're not going to be able to do that. So anyway, but that's for information. You've got those four really to have a look at. That's the 4:30 at Pontefract. Right, on the Forex front, we're just sort of gearing up. Tomorrow's the big day really for you've got US CPI and FOMC minutes, so the US minutes later in the day. So obviously that's going to be the focus. Now today you've got a little bit of data from the Eurozone coming out lunchtime about inflation, but really the market's going to be positioning for tomorrow. So there's that's what we're going to be looking for. So there's going to be some front running doing. They're either going to take something off or they're going to add something in, and it's obviously going to be dollar related because that's the key focus tomorrow. Now, what was I going to say? The interesting thing that the market's having to go at the moment is copper. If you look at copper on the DFT daily futures trade, it's up about 1% at the moment, and they're buying that like there's no tomorrow. So that may be sort of the first clue as to what's going on in the markets. And if they're expecting a weaker dollar, that would sort of tie in with that. So something to bear in mind. Anyway, so the racing has been very unsatisfactory. The account has come down yet again. We're just over 10 units down in the drawdown from 64.5, roughly, well, say 11 units really. And we haven't had much of a break recently in terms of odds. Arguably, we made some poor decisions yesterday, but circumstances didn't help us either. So we've got a mixture of poor decision making and poor outcome. Anyway, that's where we are. And unfortunately today we've got no betting, but we'll pick it up and we'll get this account right back up.